Hey everyone, this is SSG, aka Sergeant Sentinel, and today I'm discussing the departure of Joseph Staten from Microsoft. Could this be a bigger indicator of things possibly going wrong at Xbox? But before we jump into today's topic, thank you for watching this video. I do greatly appreciate it. If you're subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I appreciate that as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel, now is the time to subscribe. If you enjoy the content, of course. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I do upload new content. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you have something to say, leave it in the comments section below. I love reading people's comments on my videos. I greatly appreciate that as well. And last but not least, if you know someone else that may enjoy this video, definitely share it with them. Without any further ado, let's get into today's topic. Now, Joseph Staten was with the Halo franchise back at the beginning, back when Bungie was running it 20 years ago. He was the writer and director of cinematics when Bungie was putting out the original Halo games. They actually put out the first 3 Halo games. First 2 were on the original Xbox, and Halo 3 was on the Xbox 360. Halo 4, of course, was not made by Bungie. So when Bungie went their own way, he stayed with them and worked as a co-creative director for Destiny, but he left the company in 2013. Now keep in mind, and I do want to say this because it does add some context to the situation. Destiny actually left Activision because of the amount of, I guess, micromanaging that was going on, and they didn't like it, and they wanted to separate, and of course they were allowed to separate. So there was a lot of tumultuous management problems, especially between Destiny and Activision, and that could have contributed to the reason why Joseph Staten wanted to leave Destiny, a company that he'd been with for over 10 years. Now, he joined Microsoft a year later in 2014 as a senior creative director. He was assigned to Xbox Game Studios, and he went to help 343 out with Halo Infinite in 2020 when it was running into a plethora of problems. So from 2014 to 2020, he had just been assigned to Xbox Game Studios. He didn't really have anything to do with any Halo games that they were working on. But in 2020, of course, we remember the plethora of problems that Halo Infinite was having, especially since it was just debuted to the public. And there were a lot of negative reactions regarding how the game looked. Now, internally, of course, there were a lot of problems with the script, I guess, if you want to call it that. The storyline of Halo Infinite, it was just seen as having tons of problems, and they had to reboot it entirely. At least they had to reboot the storyline for the story mode for Halo Infinite, and that was in 2020, and of course that's when he came into 343. Now, Joseph Staten left 343 Industries in January of this year and was assigned to the Xbox Publishing Division. Subsequently, 343 saw over 90 jobs cut as the entire industry saw massive layoffs, and that was around the same time that Joseph Staten went to the Xbox Publishing Division. Now, Joseph Staten has announced he's leaving Microsoft completely, but he hasn't said when his last day with the company is. Okay. Now I'm gonna throw this out there before I jump into this. If you wake up every morning and you put on your suit of armor and it says Xbox on it, and you swear to defend Xbox to your dying breath, and you cannot take criticism of your brand, close this tab on your browser and go back to playing Xbox, because you're not going to like what I have to say. Also, I welcome comments in the comment section, obviously, that are respectful and that are mature. But if you're going to be crazy with your comments, I'm probably not going to respond to them. I'm just throwing that out there because I kind of already anticipate making this video that it's going to catch a little heat from a certain group of fanboys. And keep in mind, there's a difference between fanboys and gamers. Gamers enjoy video games, fanboys enjoy console wars. So if you're a fanboy, you're not going to like what I have to say. With that being said, I think that Xbox has management problems, and I think they're trying to hide it. Now, The Xbox One generation saw Xbox so far behind PlayStation, they had to completely change up how they did everything just to survive, right? Everybody knows that. So they were at a hell of a deficit at the end of last generation. They had to close the ground as fast as possible. Of course, buying all these studios is a great look. Having exclusive games like Redfall and Starfield coming up, that's phenomenal. You know, people say, oh, those are Bethesda games. Those aren't Microsoft games or Xbox games. They didn't grow them, organically. Who gives a shit at the end of the day, really, right? Who cares? It doesn't matter. They have exclusives, but that's not what my criticism is about. My criticism is about the quality of management right now at Xbox. It just feels like, and you'll have employees like Joseph Staten who have seen a wide array of different types of management styles. And they've seen different managers. Some of them are great, some of them are horrible. And they're going to know when the writing's on the wall as far as bad management. And Joseph Staten's been in the game for over 20 years, and he's going to know whether it's worth sticking around or whether he should just go do something else with his life. And it feels like some of these individuals kind of see that the management system that's in place right now, both at Xbox and perhaps at Microsoft as well, that's overseeing the video games and the project management of these huge projects that they have planned over several years, it's either a mess or it's nowhere near as efficient as it needs to be. And for those of you that don't know, efficiency in management it runs hand in hand with communication. You can't be efficient if you don't have good communication, and you can't have good communication if there is no efficiency. So the two run hand in hand. But a lot of these employees, that see this kind of stuff, they're going to know that these problems are going to take too long to fix, and they have to ask themselves, okay, I've already invested so much of my life into this. Am I willing to wait 2 or 3 or 4 years for this to get fixed? Is it going to get fixed? Because sometimes companies don't, you look at Activision. They were presented with problems, and Bobby Kotick said, oh, those problems are non-existent. Why? Because he's part of the problem. So you have companies like that they are not willing to accept the fact that they have problems, and they keep on keeping on, and the problems just get worse. However, you have other companies that will look and say, look, we do have a problem. Let's work with our employees and the people that are affected to fix this so we can make our workplace better for them and so we can produce better products for our customers. Those are the types of workplaces that you want to be a part of. And, of course, the ones that aren't willing to listen, the ones that have huge problems and they're not willing to fix it, or it's going to take half a decade to fix, guys like Joseph Staten probably just aren't going to stick around. I've said this before. I've gotten a lot of flack from Xbox fanboys, but I think Xbox management and Xbox leadership is falling short. Now, are their games going to be successful, and are they going to have tons of people talking about them? Yes. But in order to sustain that momentum, you need efficiency in management, and you need good communication between management and their employees. And with guys like Joseph Staten walking away, it just feels like they have issues that if they're not already being addressed, they definitely need to be addressed. Now, am I an insider at Xbox? No. Do I have super secret information about their leadership structure, any of that? No. But this is the impression I get from looking at the facts that we have readily available in front of us. So don't take what I've said as gospel. Take it as my opinion on the situation, because I have been in management roles before. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you have something to say, leave it in the comment section below. And share this video with someone else who may enjoy it. Until next time, this is SSG, aka Sergeant Sentinel. Thanks for watching, and take it easy, gamers.